So I got what might be a good one. We'll find out together. This is a 2014 Taurus. Comes from a local body shop. It's just been painted, so I gotta be real careful around it. So I got a terry cloth under my fender cover. Their complaint is no power assist. It's got a E-Pass, electronic power assist steering, and don't work. There's one code in the system. I went out on a road call to see if I couldn't sort it out for them. They thought maybe it would, had a code for a steering angle sensor, and they replaced it with a new one, and they thought maybe it needed to be reprogrammed or something. So I just grabbed the IDS, went out there, and it's not programmable, but I wanted to kind of take a look, see what something I could do for them. No go, so they said, well, we're just going to bring it up to you. So here it is. They towed it over here, and let's pick up there. Seem to have lost my VCM. Laid it down somewhere. It's in the last place I looked. So this car is in typical body shape trim. It's the battery's dead. Every light on the dash is on. The only thing it's missing is it doesn't have a lot of bindo dust. Alright. Let's see what you're looking at. 8,000 degrees out. I hate to shut the door, but decent lighting around here. Okay. Alright. So first thing we're going to do, we're not even going to bother with IDS. We're going to go straight to the shop manual and do a interactive diagnostics test. So that right there, interactive diagnostics. As far as the internet. Not too distant future, you will not be able to work on cars without an internet connection. So what they're doing is they're taking the mechanic portion out of this thing. I mean, you just got to be able to read. Key on, engine off. Check this out. Don't get any smoke in the inside. Next paint. So this is guided diagnostics. And it's got steering problem. Pretty much this computer takes over. You don't have any control. Just read and important button. So it says right here. All right. So first thing we do is inspection verification, and I didn't look at it, but I imagine everything's okay. All right, that's enough with the show and tell with my coworker. He's on his own now. I was standing so far away from the microphone that I'm gonna have to voice over all of what we're looking at here. So I'll try to muddle through it. The car's been fixed and gone, but basically, when we're getting to this, this guided diagnostics, we're pretty much just reading the stuff on the screen. The first paragraph's talking about, if you got a colon, U0 3000 colon 96. I think that's a 3000. I can really barely see it on my screen here to diagnose it first. And you can see how the anything after the colon is important because they're all the same codes, except for the bottom code, which is steering angle sensor. So then we got to hit an Oasis button to pull information. It's a little glitchy, doesn't work perfect every time. As you can see, nothing happened. And then we are going to make a decision to go yes or no here. And plain and simple, these codes are a nail in the coffin for the gear. I kind of knew it needed a gear, but I wanted to, kind of go through the motions here so you guys can see what it looks like. So a lot of the, hit the yes button, it's going to send you straight to putting a gear in it. So I actually followed a couple of no, selections just to see what would happen. All right, so we've verified these codes will not leave. They are permanently embossed into this module. And there's a whole boatload of reading here. I'm hoping that this comes across. I don't know what this is going to look like until it's rendered and on YouTube. Hopefully it'll come across. You can pause it and read it at your leisure. All right, then we've got our description and operation here. And there again, read at your leisure. And then we start down a pinpoint test. And basically we're just following the prompts. Now if we click yes, then it's going to tell us to put a gear in it. Okay, and then we can go back and we can follow the different path. And a lot of times I'll do this. If I'm looking at a vehicle and I want to know where it's going to lead, I'll hit the yes and the no, even though I didn't get those results, and just see where it goes. Like here's I want to check the heat shield. And the car is still on the ground, so I'm just kind of going along and okay, yeah, let's say the heat shield's good, and let's see where it goes from there. No, I didn't trust the shop manual to clear the codes correctly, so I just went to IDS and I wanted to do it again, and it's kind of locked up, so it wants me to close out the shop manual before I can use the IDS. So then we're cruising through the IDS here, and I just want to make sure these codes still valid, still there. Make sure it wasn't a glitch in the system or what have you. So we'll let this thing do its thing. We've had to re-ID the vehicle. And this should go pretty quickly. So you can see I'm so used to doing check engine lights, things like that. I hit the powertrain, which wouldn't have done me any good because we have a steering issue. So then I went down to all continuous memory DTCs. Then when I was going through all this, I was actually still talking to Tyler, so there's a lot of pauses between my moving the mouse around and looking. So we've still got all the codes, everything's still there. Consider that a dramatic pause. So now we're back to
you know, needing a gear, I was able, you know, the IDS was able to confirm what the PCED shop manual, if you will, H manual. For any of you got old guys that have been before it a while, you'll recognize that term. So we're going to go back to the shop manual. We're going to go back to our guided diagnostics because I need a repair validation code, RVC, to order this gear. They just don't send gears all willy-nilly unless they're sure you know what you're doing. Let's see what pinpoint test we're on here. Let's scroll down a little bit. And the code's present. Yes. Scroll down a little more. And guess what? We're putting a gear in it just like if we'd have followed the yes scenario. The no scenario ends us right back to a gear also. There's not a lot to it. I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. So we're going to get our code, and now we've spit our code out. There's a couple different things I do here. Mainly, this computer is mine. I consider it mine. I took a screenshot of this code. So I'm going to bring up the paint pad. That way I kind of have a snapshot of it. That way if I write it down on a piece of paperwork, now I'm running Windows 8.1, which is like the worst thing ever. So I'm bringing up the paint pad. I'm going to paste it into the paint pad. I'm going to save it as a JPEG so it travels nicely across the internet. And then we're going to label this Taurus ePass, electronic power assist steering. And I do this just because if I write this down on RO, there's so many people that touch the ROs, they could lose them. Somebody might not be able to read my handwriting, and then I may not be able to read my handwriting. And so I just...
Now I'll write this code down. Still got these codes, they're not going away. So, let's get our diagram of this vehicle. I think it's pretty simple. We're not gonna sell the guy a rack. He would bring some rack. He's got a whole wreck donor vehicle. Or he would just tow it back up with the rack in himself, and then I would make another road call to reprogram it. But you look like an idiot when you tell them it needs this, that, and the other, and they take your word for it and it doesn't fix it. So I want to be 100% sure. So what I'll end up doing, this thing's really hard to steer. I'll end up trying to work it around the lift over there. I want to make sure we have power and ground and bus communication. So before we jump the gun and pull the trigger on this. Looks like we've got one page. We've got power, ground, bus. That's it. Check those physically at here. Check with a pretty high amperage test light, about 4 amp headlight. And we'll make a call from there. In no hurry. So I got a lift controlled bypass, so it's in the up position. And that's all she'll do. Of course, this poor air compressor's been running for I don't know how long. That appears what appears to be an air leak in our Little oil room here. Pressure's been running a while. We're getting ready to leave though, so we're not gonna worry about trying to fix it right now. Just shut it down and deal with it tomorrow. It kind of comes and goes. We can turn the compressors on tomorrow and it may not be leaking at all. It's really affecting this lift though. There we go. So, set that in neutral. So it's not drawing any air. Some fluid leaking there. We got a new axle. Original strut. New sway bore and link. Transmission. This side's all good, so it took a hit on this side. Must be leaked out where the axle was. All beat up there. You can see the shields right into the rotor. Gear. This thing's front wheel drive, so that makes it nice and easy. So our shielding is on our gear that we're so concerned about. And all I gotta do is access that wiring up there. We'll check our powers and grounds. And we'll condemn this old girl. Now they're pretty finicky about what to and not to do with these steering gears. For instance, I don't want you to unplug the steering gear or plug it back in with a key on. So I've unplugged it and now I've turned the key on. I've got both connectors unplugged. And we are going to check for power. So we're going to use the old wiring diagram here. We're going to use our high power test light, and we are looking for power ground. We've got power ground, power, and then we'll check our comm line. And one thing we can do to see if our comm line's working or not is just run a check for codes. With it unplugged, it should come up no communication, and that's just a down and dirty way to check it. Let's see here. Let's do a self-test. We'll self-test only on our steering module. Should come up immediately, no communication. $100 spotty. So we're good, that's what we wanted. So now let's check our powers. Is that 100% proof that the comm lines are good? No, but it's good enough in this case. Got a lot of light back there coming through the doors. We'll try to capture the moment here. Alright, let's see. So we'll check this guy first. We're just using a headlight, so it doesn't really matter about polarity. Light bulb's gonna light no matter where you put the power ground, but we're actually gonna use the ground here to check our other power. So the ground in this case is on the driver's side. So I've got a little green alligator clip. We'll put that on the ground wire. And then we'll put this on our power wire, and we're good to go there. Light's a headlight, so we're happy with that. Now let's go to our other one. And it is on the driver's side again. And can't see it, but we're lighting our headlight. So that's it. Not a lot to it. Yeah, try to be as thorough as I can. These things are pricey. Gear for this thing, I think it's $1,000. I can't remember. And the labor's pretty good. You gotta actually drop subframe on these to get these out. Not a lot of room in there. I don't know what it actually pays, but just the diagnostics alone is worth a couple of hours, because you gotta have the software, the scan tool, the internet. I mean, that's just stuff that most people can't come by, so you can charge for that. Come on in. Have you guys met my parts person? I can edit this. I have the capability. Oh, one for each door.
Yeah.
Check this out. Come here.
I'm gonna say.
All right. See you later. Let's see here. Okay, so you hook the scan tool up, you check for codes, and then it sends you into a guided diagnostic routine. Basically because you can't get in there to do anything. I mean, just to double check our work, we just unplug the gear, and you've got the heavy power wire, it's 100 amps, the heavy ground wire. We had that. It lit a 4 amp test light. And then you got your signal on. That's a 5 amp fused wire. We had that with the key on, and we communicated with it plugged in. We unplugged it and it wouldn't communicate. So pretty sure the communication lines are okay. Don't need to go any further with that. Plus this thing was smacked pretty hard on the other side. So Ford even goes so far as to say, if you're going to be doing suspension work, hammering ball joints out and tie rod ends, things like that, beating on it with a hammer to disconnect the battery cable and disconnect the gear, because it can stay energized, and you start beating on something, it could think it's trying to move and get locked up, and next thing you know, your gravy ball joint jobs, now you're paying for a gear for the customer. So the customer said, he came by, he said, hey, no problem, I'm gonna bring a gear. He's gonna bring his own gear, swap it out, program it, and hopefully that's all they need.
Pool hall, quarter a ball, pick your stick, you're hanging on the wall. Aim slow, shoot it low, fall for it all when you never know.